Hey everybody, it's Karen from Waterfall Acrylics. Happy Veterans Day and thanks to those who have served or will serve. Today is auction preview day. I have 25 items. This is for the functional art auction on Sunday, next Sunday, November 17th, right here on this channel. If you don't have a YouTube account and would like to participate in the auction, you need to sign up free at YouTube with your email address and a password. That's all you need, because otherwise you won't be able to comment. Anyway, this the auction will be right here on my channel next Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the US. I'm in Northern Virginia. So with that said, I got 25 items to try to limit it this time. And it's all functional art, so stuff you can use around the house. I'm just gonna get right into it. Let me put this low. Well, I need to be able to see what I'm showing, so maybe up a little bit. Probably not used to see my my countertop all clean, right? So first off, I will show you the item, give you dimensions, tell you the minimum bid. Buyers are responsible for shipping, and we'll just move along. The one thing I want to say up front is items that are made out of wood that have been stained or treated, I am not responsible for any variations in the wood grain or color, or if the manufacturer did things such as splooge glue around the inside so then the stain wouldn't take. That's just all part of the manufacturing process. So just be aware of that these are made to the best of my ability and made with love. And up first are these little cute pill boxes. I have 2 of these. The minimum bid on these is $15. They are, I should have out my tape measure. Yeah, they're only 4 inches by 2 inches. They're just cute little pill boxes. I actually call them my button boxes. So every time I buy an article of clothing and it comes with a spare button, I put it in one of these little boxes, only to be thrown out like years later, but that's what I do. The inside of these is stained as well. There's felt on the bottom for a soft landing on your furniture. And I'll just hold up the 2 that I have available. They're very similar. That's what they look like on the top, both in blues and greens. And then the little clasp. Where'd this one go? Right there. Really super cute. So there's the first 2 items, $15. Next up is I have 3 boxes that are purse boxes. Some of you might have seen one of these because I had it on up on some Facebook groups and on my Instagram account. Are these purse boxes? Now these are actual pores. These are not copies. These are the real deal. I took them apart. I poured on both sides. I let it cure. I sanded, stained, treated the wood, and then put it all back together again. This is the first one. The dimensions of these are, and I'll just kind of do it midway since it's on an angle. So this one's about 6.5 by 5 1/4, and I think they're like 2.5 inches deep, and 2.5 inches deep with a little handle. This is the first one. So I'm just gonna go like this and just show you the design. Open it up, and that's what the inside looks like. That was 1. This is number 2. This one's got the gold, so it's kind of blingy. And these 2 were done in, I think, just like a honey stain. inside of number 2. They're adorable. I have to say, even I have to like admit, they're just adorable. You know me and blooms. Like I like me a bloom. I do this all the time. But then usually every time I make one, I wreck it because I like the abstract more. And I'm like, no, it looks too girly. And I poured half of it off because I'm so silly. And then number 3 is a little bit more angular. I'll show you the difference in shapes between, here, go like this, the different shapes. So this one here, I did leave a little bit more of a bloom effect on this one with more negative space. I really like this one a lot. And then this is the flip side. And look, I see a horse. Too bad that's upside down. So those are the 2 sides of this one, and this one is stained darker. And then the inside of this guy is also stained. So maybe I'll just set them right here so you have something to look at. 1, 2. Yeah, well, I'll decorate my counter with all the goodies so far. So there's those. Minimum bid on these are, I'm looking at my list, bear with me. Where's the price? $35. $35 is the starting bid for the purse boxes, which given how much work went into them is, to me, very reasonable because they are, you know, double-sided. So $35 for the pill boxes. Next up, since I mentioned that these are not prints, let me do the print items. So next up is we have just 2 boxes that are prints on top. So this is a print of this little box here. It doesn't have hardware, it's just, you know, it just does it by itself. That is a print that has been adhered to the top of the box and then resined and then stained and then, you know, the felt on the bottom. Let me hold that up for a second. Like this. Dimensions of this little box is, oops, 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 by 2. And the price for the print boxes, this one starts also at 15. I put it down here with the pill boxes. So these are 15 right here. And then I have one that's a little bit larger. And I remember this, I remember the actual pour because it went to my friend Lydia and she has the original. And this is the print version of the box. And it's just bright and happy and cheerful with the honey stain and the yellow print and the yellow and purple and pink. And this one also does not come with hardware. You know, you just do this to open it. That's the inside. This one, minimum bid is $18, and the dimensions are 5 by 6.5 by 3. So those are the 2 prints. I'm gonna run out of room. Maybe I'll just leave one of these up so you can stare at it. Put the other 2. I love this one. We'll put him there. And then moving on to larger boxes, I have 4 medium boxes. These are all the same dimension. Let me put these 4 up. And that way I can just show you. So for these medium-sized boxes, these are going to go for minimum bid of $30. And I have 4 of them. One has been left natural, 2 have been stained oak, and 1 is definitely a dark mahogany. So this is number 1. Let me give you the dimensions. It's gonna get crowded on my little counter. Let me show you the top first. So this is number 1. That's a pour. And then this is what it looks like. And it's just natural on the inside. Let me get up close and maybe stay still for a second. Kind of like that. That's the first one. And so all 4 of these, the dimensions are 8.5 by 5.5 by 3.5. So 8.5, 3.5, 5.5. So this is 1. Oh, I wanted to show you one thing. So all 3 out of the 4 have a lip where I did not tape all the way up to the edge, where I left a little lip running around. See that? Except for this next one. This next one, I did not add a lip. It just goes straight across the top. That's the only difference between this. See what I mean? Like there's no lip. This is number 2. Same deal. Very pretty. It's number 2. Number 3 has a lip. This one is pretty blingy because it's metallic teal everywhere, and I probably can't get it to do it. But that's number 3. And then number 4. That's this guy here. Super pretty. Sorry for the reflection there. And they're felt on the bottom of everything. And then number 4. So this is what I'm talking about, like when the stain doesn't take, or see the white, like right there? Like I can't do anything about that. That's like the glue from the manufacturer. And you know, I try to sand it off or whatever, it doesn't come off, and stain does not take to it. So that's what I was talking about earlier. So there's those 4. So starting bid on those 4 medium boxes is $30. $30 for those 4 boxes each. That's an important word right there, each. Next up we have 2 slightly larger boxes with a different type of wood. I believe these are pine, and they have different kinds of latches. So these 2 start at 35 instead of 30, and they are, this is almost 10 inches by 5.5 by almost 3 inches. Different stain, slightly darker, and they have the latch kind of lock here, like this, and they have an arm on the inside. See this little arm? So stained on the inside and the outside. There's the top of the first one. That's one. Oh, I love this one. This is the second one. Same deal, latch opening inside, and then number 2. So these start at 35 each. Those are the medium large. So I wrote it down on my piece of paper. Next up we have 3 large boxes. They look like, the first 2 have lids. So these are not hinged boxes. That means they just have lids that just come off like this. So this is the first one. I'll just show you the lid real quick, and then I'll do the dimensions. Very pretty. And goes over. So that's the lid, and then here's the base. Oh, this one I signed and gave it a red bottom and everything. And that's the base, and then this just sits on top. These are a bit larger. Let me give you the dimensions of the base. This is 8 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it is 2.5 inches deep. So that's the first one. And then the second one looks like this. Oh, I don't want to put it. This one I just finished this one yesterday and I haven't put the felt on the bottom, so I don't want to set it on top here yet. Here's the lid. This is more of a honey stain. This one has a darker stain. So there's the differences. But I stain because it matches the top. Let me move this one out of my way. I'll just slide you over there. So, same size. Here's the top on this guy. Pretty cool. And then there's the base. So there's those two. And then I have one more, and the larger boxes will start at 40 each. So minimum bid on 1, 2, and this third one I'm about to show you is $40 each. And then the largest one of all is this guy here. This is back to the traditional hinged lid box with the clasp. And the inside of this guy. Honey finish. And then here's the top of this one. This is what it looks like on the side. Super pretty. And then the dimensions of this one, since it's a different shape, we'll go at the wide part, I guess. 9 3/4 by 5 3/4. Why don't they just do 10 by 6? I don't understand. And then 5 1/2 inches deep. So those three, again, minimum bid is $40 each. So I'm gonna have to move them out of the way. Here, you stared at these guys long enough. Let's put the little pill boxes away. And we'll slide these up here. They're a little too close. We'll put him over here. So next up, we have 3 clocks. The clocks start at $25 each. You might recognize the first two because there was a creation video for them. This is the first one. There were 3 in a video, and one of the clocks sold. This is the final result of the infinity pour clock. I forgot what video number it is, but this is the infinity clock. Hey, Dusty Doodles. Doodles, come, Dusty. The back of it looks like this. This little part spins, that's where you hang it, so you can select your orientation. And quartz movement, pretty self-explanatory. It's been really resined, looks really nice. That's 1. Plop it back, and this is number 2 from that same video. I kind of love that one. Resin, this one's a little messier on the back. I tried to sand it off, but you know, that's number 2. And then number 3 you haven't seen yet because I didn't film it. It's this guy, super blingy with the gold in this one. Very striking. This one here. I didn't put a battery. Or the battery's dead, I think. It must be dead. Are you dead? Yeah, I'll just swap out the battery. And there's the back. And there's how you hang it. That's number 3. So 3 clocks, $25 starting bid each. Moving on to trays. I have 3 trays. The minimum bid on trays is, where's my list? $45. First tray. And this one is like a piece of substantial wood. Looks like this. Sorry for the glare. It's in my favorite colors. It has the pink, crimson, alizarin crimson hue, pink, gold, and black. That's integrated handles, solid wood, dimensions of 2 coats of resin. The dimensions of this tray are 15 3/4 inches long by 10.5 inches wide, and it's a tray, so I'm not going to do the deep. So that's number 1. Really pretty. Tray number 2. Everything's out of my way. There was a video. There were 2 of these trays. I sold the first one. This is number 2. Very manly looking. The wood on this one, I stained this color and then I distressed it because I thought it looked boring when it was just solid. Very masculine. This is one where my husband was like, I shall put my whiskey decanter on that tray. He's funny. 15.5 inch diameter. Let me give you a look at this guy. That's the second one. And the third one is waiting for resin. And that's this one. It still needs a coat of resin, but at least you'll be able to see. This is done in maroon, pink, various shades of pink, red, and gold. I just wanted one. The other 2 seemed very moody to me, so I wanted a couple things that were bright and happy, and chipper and springy. So this one will get resin. This is the wood. It doesn't need staining or anything. It came like that. And the dimension of this one is 15.25 inch round. Has the integrated handles here, and it'll get resined probably right before the auction. So it's gonna hang out for a week. That one, and then those are the 3 trays. And then I also have one Lazy Susan that also needs a coat of resin. It's dry on the outside, but I really want it to be cured. So I'm gonna spin that one. This is my Lazy Susan. I will hold it up so you can see like some of the cells and everything. Really super, super pretty. And the dimension of this is a 13 inch round, and that'll be resined. And then finally, if I can correct them, as I was saying, I do all the wood preparation to the wood items myself. So preconditioner or sanding, preconditioning, staining, and sometimes the wood puts up a fight. And I had 2 smaller purse boxes that don't want to take the stain. See here? So I'm not willing to sell these as is. I'm showing them to you in case I'm able to, I'm gonna re-sand these and try to re-stain them, maybe something lighter to get it to stick. And if I do, and I think the quality is good enough, I will offer up these smaller versions of these guys. See, that's the difference in size right there. So this is the smaller version, go like that, of these. And these smaller versions or would, if I get them done in time, would have a starting bid of $25. So the pores are again on both sides like this. This one was fun too, because this one I painted the inside to make it all blingy to match, because it has the metallic blue, and then I did the metallic blue on the inside, and I just thought it was very fun, but not like that. So you might see that one if I can get it fixed. And then the second one, same deal, where it just doesn't want. Now this is probably the manufacturer, and that's wood glue that I can't sand off, so I don't know what I'm going to do about it. I'm gonna try something. If not, I'll just stain it lighter than what it currently is. So this was the second one. There's one side. And there's the other side. I like that one. It looked like a little spider with a spider nest. And then the inside of this one was just stained. So those are the little guys. They will start at 25 if I can get those corrected. If not, I will substitute those two small purse boxes with just two 5-inch rounds. My rounds always start at a minimum bid of 18. This is first one. And this one. And that's obviously, that's more of a bloom. And then, I don't know, I actually have two. I might do 2 or 3. That would put me at 26 items. Or these two. And I'm in love with the colors on these. These are definitely more abstract. And they've been stained as well. And yeah. So that's it. That's everything. Minimum bid on rounds is always $18. And anything else to show you? I think that's it. Where am I? Yeah. I hope you like everything. Drop me a comment. Let me know if you have any questions on any items. Again, the auction is this coming Sunday, November 17th at 3 p.m. right here on my channel. Get a YouTube account if you don't have one so that you can comment and bid. And even if you can't buy anything right now, just come say hi, chat, whatever. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Take care.